Government in India. Highlights of the lesson. Student will learn about democracy and government. 3 levels of the government. Duties of the government. All of us enjoy going to school every day. School days are the best times of our lives. Have you ever wondered how does your school function so smoothly? It is because people work at different levels efficiently. In your class, you have a class monitor who reports to the teacher. The teachers are supervised by their supervisors who report to the principal. The school also has support staff like the bus drivers, lab in charges, peons, in-house doctor, gardener, and so on. Let us know how our government works. Government. India has a democratic government, which means it is a government of the people, for the people and by the people. In a democracy, people have the right to vote and choose their representatives who govern the country. All citizens of India who are above 18 years of age have a right to vote and elect the members of the Lok Sabha. It is a very valuable and precious right which should be exercised for the smooth functioning of the country. The Parliament is the supreme lawmaking body in our country. In India, the elections to the central and state governments take place for every 5 years. There are different political parties in India such as the Indian National Congress (INC), Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP), and Communist Party of India Marxist (CPIM) are some of the national political parties of India. The President of India. The President is the head of the country and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, that is, the Army, the Navy and the Air Force. The official residence of the President is the Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi. He/she is elected by the members of the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and Legislative Assembly for a period of 5 years. Lok Sabha. There are many political parties in our country with specific symbols and ideologies. An Indian citizen who is above 25 years of age can join any political party and contest the elections. If he/she gets majority votes, then that individual can become a member of the Lok Sabha. One can contest the election as an independent candidate also. Each Lok Sabha candidate, who is elected by the people from his constituency, is elected for a period of 5 years. The total members in the Lok Sabha are 552. Of these, 530 members are from states. 20 members are from the Union territories and 2 members are chosen from the Anglo-Indian community by the President of India. The proceedings of the Lok Sabha are presided over by the Speaker. The Lok Sabha is also known as House of the People or the Lower House. Rajya Sabha. The Vice President of India is the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. There can be a maximum of 250 members in the Rajya Sabha, out of which 12 are nominated by the President of India. These 12 members are chosen from the field of art, cinema, literature, poetry, sports, etc. The members of the Rajya Sabha are elected by the members of the state legislative assemblies for a period of 6 years. One-third of its members retire every 2 years and are replaced by new members. It is also known as the upper house of the parliament. Do you know some well-known personalities who are honorary members of the Rajya Sabha are Sachin Tendulkar, Amartya Sen and the late M.F. Hussain. State government. Every state in India like Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, etc. is governed by a state government. All the states have a legislative assembly. The members of the legislative assembly, MLAs, are elected by the citizens of India who are above 18 years of age. After the assembly elections, the governor, who is the head of the state, invites the leader of the majority party to form the government for a period of 5 years. The leader of the majority party becomes the chief minister of the state. Every state has a governor and a chief minister. The governor is appointed by the President of India. Functioning of the central government. There are many political parties in our country who support different candidates in elections. The party which gets the maximum votes and gets a majority forms the government. In case a party falls short of this majority, it can join hands with other parties and form the government. This is known as a coalition government. The party which has come to power proposes a name for the position of the Prime Minister of India. The Prime Minister is sworn in by the President of India. The Prime Minister has a special team of ministers who are called the Cabinet Ministers. These ministers are assigned various departments like Ministry of Defence, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Human Resources, Ministry of Agriculture, etc. The ministers in the central government have corresponding ministers at the state level. Similarly, each state too has its own education, home and health minister, amongst others. Functioning of local government. The villages are governed by institutions like the Zilla Parishad and Gram Panchayat. These organizations solve day-to-day problems in the districts and villages like providing electricity, water, sanitation, education, and maintenance of roads. The cities and towns are managed by the municipal corporations and municipal councils. Judiciary. Every citizen of India has certain rights which are enshrined in the Constitution. Some of these are right to freedom of speech, right to equality, right against exploitation, right to vote, etc. We have a judiciary system to protect these rights. The Supreme Court of India is the highest judicial body in our country and is headed by the Chief Justice of India, who is appointed by the President of India. People who break laws of our country or indulge in criminal activities are tried in the court of law. Every state has a high court and smaller courts at the district level. If a citizen is not satisfied by a decision given at any level, he can appeal to a higher court in his state and eventually also to the Supreme Court of India. Constitution. The Constitution of India is a book of laws based on which our country is governed. It clearly states the role of the central and state governments. The central government is responsible for making laws for the whole country and ensuring their implementation. The security and defense of the nation, diplomatic relations with neighboring countries, etc., are some of the responsibilities of the central government. The state government ensures law and order, maintenance of roads and infrastructure, education and basic amenities for the people in the state. In case of a natural calamity, such as floods, the central government offers help to the state government and both work together for the welfare of the affected people. Let's recall. In India, the government works at three levels: central, state and local. The central government comprises of the parliament, which includes the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha and the President, who make laws for the country. All citizens above the age of 18 years vote for their representatives, who from the government. The state laws are made by the state legislative assemblies. The Supreme Court is the highest judicial court in our country. The state and the central government work together for the welfare of the country. Glossary. Representative: a person who represents others. Legislative Assembly: the supreme lawmaking body in a state. Candidate: a person who contests in an election. Constituency: a small unit in a state from which a representative is chosen during elections. Nominate: to propose the name of a person for some honor post.